Hello, ELL students. This is Mr. Neal. This is week 6, lesson 2. In the last lesson, you learned about literary analysis, and I explained how to do literary analysis for A Secret for Two by Quentin Reynolds. For this lesson, we're going to take a moment and we're actually going to step back from the literary analysis, and we're going to think about our school year. I know the school year was kind of strange. And by kind of strange, I mean really strange, with it ending prematurely and us not having school for a whole month and then starting distance learning. It's not the way that I wanted to end the school year. And I don't think it's the way that any of you wanted to end the school year either. But I want to take a moment and talk about something that I think is an amazing success from all of you this year. And that's our independent reading program. At the beginning of this year, I spoke with each and every one of you about independent reading and about reading in general. And I had a lot of students tell me that they hated to read, they didn't like it, that it was a chore, that they didn't want to do it ever. And I said, I can work with that. We kept committing time and going and going and going and hoping and continuing reading no matter what. And I watched those same people that said that they hated reading light up when they found a book that they really liked. I watched those same students start a 300-page novel and finish it in days. I remember our conversations about books and what we liked so much about them. And I am really proud of that. I think this has been a very big success of our time together this year. And reading is an important task. And I think it's really important to have a good relationship with reading. And so I want to congratulate you, ELL students, on your success with independent reading this year. We've done a lot of work with it, and I'm really proud. Some of us weren't even reading full-length stories at the beginning of the year, and look how much you've grown. I'm really proud of you. So, to reflect on this and to think on this idea, we are going to be completing a Flipgrid assignment about our independent reading. Not how we thought we went, but what were some of the stories that stuck out to you as being really enjoyable? What were some of the stories that you read this year, either in class or during independent reading time, that you really enjoyed and would recommend to other people? It's really important to get this kind of feedback from you, because then this helps me to understand what I need to buy for our classroom libraries. If I have a lot of students who, I don't know, are really enjoying graphic novels like they have this year, that tells me and they tell me that they like those, that tells me I need to buy more of them for the classroom. So I'm going to give an example of some of the books that I really enjoyed this year, and kind of model for you what I expect for the Flipgrid assignment. It's okay if you don't have the copy of the book, but it's really important that you at least remember the name of the book and hopefully the author of the book. If you're not sure, look it up on your device, okay? So I'm actually going to point out 2 books that I've read during quarantine and 1 book that's very Mr. Neal and what I would recommend. So this book, Patron Saints of Nothing, is a book that is a really good text for especially a high school student. It follows this boy right here. His name is Jay, and he is connecting with his family back in the Philippines. And it's such a beautifully written book, and it really moved me. I finished it in less than 24 hours, and I thought it was a great recommendation to give to high school students. Called The Patron Saints of Nothing by Randy Roubaix. Another book that I read during quarantine was Darius the Great is Not Okay by Adib Khorram. This book is similar to Patron Saints of Nothing in the sense that it's more appropriate for a high school student. and it follows our main character, Darius, as he is connecting with his family back in, back his Persian family back in, goodness, names. I forgot, I'm sorry. But he's connecting with his family and connecting with other people and realizing things about himself and about his mental health that are really important that his family doesn't understand. The last book that I would recommend is a very Mr. Neal book because it's Star Wars Resistance Reborn. As many of you know, I am a big Star Wars fan, and I read pretty much all of the Star Wars books. This book was really well written. It focused on characters that we haven't been able to hear as much from the story, and it kept me on the edge of my seat as I just kept burning through it. So I would recommend to you all to tell me about these stories that you enjoyed, maybe why you enjoyed them. Try to give me at least the title, hopefully the title and the author, so I can start searching for other books that are based off of your recommendation. Would be great for our classroom so we can continue in the ELL family building up our library and building up this love for reading and for stories. I'm really proud of you, students. I really look forward to hearing your suggestions, even if it's not something you read during independent reading time. If it's just a story that you like, I know I love this, everyone should read this, tell me about it. I'd love to hear that. I hope you're all safe. Next week is our last week, believe it or not. I will see you next time.